Liwei cut her off, his voice calm but sharp, stating that he was only doing this because the boy had been staying in his house for too long and it could no longer continue. He reminded her that he had done his part, and now the responsibility rested entirely with her. He turned to leave, his steps measured and deliberate. But before he could reach the door, a sharp slap rang through the room, followed by the small boy's desperate crying. Liwei's head snapped back, his eyes locking onto the old woman, who stood over the boy with a rigid, unyielding expression, telling him that she would not accept non-Chinese children in her house. Liwei stepped closer, his presence imposing, the air around him tense and electric. His gaze bore into her, unwavering. He asked her what she meant, pointing out that the boy was her grandson, that they shared the same blood, and how could she treat such a small, innocent child so cruelly? The old woman stood firm, her face set with stern pride. She reminded Liwei that he himself was Chinese, pure Chinese, and surely understood the weight of preserving bloodlines. She added almost bitterly that if one day he became a parent and his child married outside the family bloodline, producing children who were not purely Chinese, he would understand the depth of her convictions. Liwei's eyes narrowed, cold and sharp, taking in her unflinching stance. He moved closer, his voice low, resonant, cutting through the room like a blade. "We do not live in ancient times anymore," he said, each word deliberate. "Things have changed." He bent slightly to meet the boy's tearful gaze. "Even though he is mixed, he is still Chinese," he stated firmly. "No child deserves cruelty for something beyond their control." His shoulders squared as he turned, signaling that his involvement was over. She had her responsibility now. She needed to take care of her grandson. He almost reached the door, but the boy's small hand shot out, gripping his, trembling violently. Tears streamed down the child's cheeks, his voice cracking as he begged Liwei not to leave, pleading not to be sent there. Liwei paused, his jaw tight, his gaze softening for the briefest instant. "This is your family now," he said quietly, almost more to himself than the boy. "You have nowhere else to go." Without another word, he stepped into the hallway, leaving the boy standing alone, his body trembling and numb. Liwei's resolve was unshakable. He would no longer entangle himself with May and James. They were gone, and the rest was no